Hello friends, once again welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching my channel, and thank you for sharing your time with me today to discuss this issue of diabetics. I hope I'm making some differences in some families' life or individually regarding diabetics. Today I'll be talking about diabetic feet. I don't know if you guys understand there's something they call diabetic feet. Today I'll be discussing what is diabetic feet. In medical terms, it's called neuropathy. In medical terms, it's called neuropathy. Neuropathy, that is Neuropathy. That's neuropathy. That's medical terms. But in a common man's language, we all understand it to be called diabetic feet. Okay, so what do you understand with diabetic feet or neuropathy? Diabetic feet is when you have you're a diabetic patient. Once you have diabetic in your system, you are a diabetic patient. Now, the excess of high sugar in your blood is to cause a lot of havoc to your system, to your organs. So when you have high sugar in your blood system, when the normal level of the sugar in your system is too high, when you leave it consistently for too long, without noticing or without knowing that you have high sugar content in your bloodstream, that means you're a diabetic and you don't know that you are diabetic, and you keep consuming a lot of things that have a lot of sugar in them. So unknowingly, your sugar level in your system, in your bloodstream, is high for a longer period of time without you directly or indirectly knowing that you have diabetics, or your sugar level has gone beyond the normal level. So when you have that hyperglycemia, that is when your sugar level is high for a long period of time, that is when the complications of diabetes come in, because it has a sequence. If you are diabetic on time and you cut it on time without it escalating to that point that is going to be causing a lot of havoc to your system, then you can control it. But if unknowingly you don't know that your sugar level in your bloodstream is high for a longer period of time, and you keep consuming, and you are experiencing some symptoms, but you couldn't even define what those symptoms are, or you keep ignoring those symptoms without even going to see your doctor, then the tendency of that high sugar in your bloodstream for a longer period of time will not escalate to those complications, thereby damaging those organs. And one part of those organs that it attacks is your nerves. So neuropathy is your nerves on your leg, in your hands, in your body. So that is what we call diabetic feet. So when you have too much sugar content in your bloodstream for a longer period of time without even treating it, then it goes into your nerves and start damaging those nerves. And it goes into your feet and damage all the nerves on your feet. That is what we call diabetic feet. Neuropathy. So it damages all the peripheral nerves in your feet. It damages everything in your feet. And once it damages those nerves in your feet, you now have a diabetic feet. And neuropathy or diabetic feet has symptoms as a diabetic patient that you have to know. And once you have those symptoms, you have to manage it because it has no cure. Okay, so diabetic feet is when your nerves in your feet is totally damaged due to the complication of high sugar level in your bloodstream for a longer period of time. Okay, so when you have high sugar content in your bloodstream without treating it, and unknowingly you don't know that you are diabetic for over 1 month, 2 months, 3, up to 6 months, even up to a year, you don't even know that you are diabetic. You are experiencing symptoms, but you keep ignoring them without visiting your doctors. Then due to the high level of sugar in your bloodstream, it starts attacking those major organs in your system. There are major organs that you attack. It attacks the nerves in your eyesight, the retina. It attacks your kidneys, your liver. Okay? It leads you to have complication of high blood pressure and cholesterol, heart disease. Okay? So once you start attacking these major organs that you need to survive on this earth, that's the complication it comes with. So one of those complications is your nerves in your feet, and it has a different symptoms, and I'm going to explain those symptoms that it has that accompany diabetic feet or neuropathy. Okay, so that is it. That is diabetic feet. And what are the symptoms of diabetic feet? If you're a diabetic patient, knowing or unknowingly, you're a diabetic patient and you have high blood pressure, hyperglycemia. You have high sugar content in your bloodstream. That is, the sugar level in your bloodstream is higher. That is what is called hyperglycemia. And once it gets to that extent, without treating it, without regulating your sugar level, it damages those nerve organs, and it comes with symptoms. So now, what are the symptoms of neuropathy or diabetic feet? It's very simple. 1, you have numbness in your feet. Numbness. You start feeling numbness in your feet. Okay? You start feeling numbness in your feet. That is 1. 2, tingling. You start feeling tingling in your feet. 3, you have burning sensations. You know, burning sensation. It's like there is fire under your feet or around your feet, both the top and beneath it. You have burning sensation. That's number 3. Okay? And number 4, you cannot feel the temperature change in your feet. When there's a temperature change in your home, normally you feel when it is cold, you can always easily feel it from your feet, and when it is hot, you can feel it. So when you have nerve damage, when there's a temperature change, you can't feel it in your feet. If it's cold, it stays cold. If it's hot, it stays hot, because the nerves is completely damaged. Then number 5. Okay? Number 5 of it is on sores that takes time to heal. When you have an injury in your feet, it takes longer time to heal. It's because all your cells, all the nerves, okay, the immune system that controls the healing of the wounds are damaged, so it takes longer time to heal. Alright, so these are the symptoms of bad diabetic feet or neuropathy. So anytime, like when I was diagnosed as a diabetic patient, all right, I have that feeling. The feeling that I have is the burning sensation. That's the feeling that I have. I start feeling like as if there is fire under my feet, around my feet, and I keep wondering, why am I feeling that burning sensation? But I cannot pinpoint what it's all about. I don't even know that I'm diabetic, that my sugar level is high. It's until when I started urinating frequently that I have to rush to the doctor, and within 48 hours they told me I'm diabetic. And the doctor told me, yes, that's why you're having that burning sensation. But luckily on my side, it has not done any nerve damage, because I can feel my nerves. I can feel any touch. I can all those things. I can feel anything on my feet. So because I was able to start adjusting to life as a diabetic patient and start treating it. So that is why it's advisable that if you caught your diabetic on time, you can manage it to avoid these complications of damaging your nerves, because you need those nerves in order to survive and to do a lot of things. So that is what we call bad diabetic feet or neuropathy. It has no cure. You can only manage it. Doctor can prescribe you. It depends on terms of symptoms you're having on your feet. The sixth part is pain. It also comes with pain. Sometimes you start feeling pain like you have arthritis. Okay, so it depends the kind of symptoms you have on your feet. So then the doctor will know how to manage it with you. But there's no cure because it has to do something with diabetic. Diabetic has no cure, but it can be managed and put it under control. So it depends on what kind of symptoms you are having on your feet. Then the doctor will work along with you to know what he or she had to treat you. So it has no cure. And it can last for a longer period of time. It can last for a longer period of time as long as you have diabetic in your system, as long as you're a diabetic patient. So that is why it is important to see your doctor frequently when you're a diabetic patient. Okay, you have to see your doctor frequently to make sure that they check those your vital organs. First of all, if you're a diabetic patient, every 3 months you have to go on a lab blood test and urine test, and your kidney, renal, check your kidney, check your liver to make sure it is functioning properly. Okay, that is the way they treat diabetic patient. Is quarterly, every 3 months you have to surrender yourself for a lab test. That's the way to check your progress, your A1C, to see how it is adjusting, and that's the way doctor will know if you are truly really taking his instruction on how to manage your diabetics. Okay, so that is diabetic feet, that is neuropathy. So that is the topic for today. And if you have any other question, please shoot it to me and I'll answer it in my next video. So once again, I thank you for watching my channel today and help me to share and subscribe. Please bring in your friends, let them subscribe, because it is very important that we all know and understand what diabetes is all about and how to manage it, so that it can stop this rampage in Africa of killing thousands of people yearly. So once again, I thank you for watching my channel, and then subscribe for my next video. As soon as it lands, you'll be the first to get it. Thank you very much, and goodbye.